Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Thank you for checking us out. Tonight we have a show full of hot topics everyone's talking about. Want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course our official website, thestephennightshow.com. Check out our merch. We have some good stuff that you definitely will like, including Chike's hat he has on. Now, this is National Suicide Prevention Month. So if you or someone you know is struggling, please call or text 988. There are people who can definitely help you. This is also Hispanic Heritage Month, which started September 15th and ends October 15th. And it's just a month where we recognize and honor the Hispanic and Latino community's achievements, culture, and contributions to the nation's history. So shout out to all the leaders in those groups doing big things. Also, please register to vote. If you have not registered to vote, please do so. We have some very important elections coming up this year and next year, so make sure that you register. You can go to vote.org for more information. All right, Linnea, Chike, how y'all feeling? Y'all good?
Yep.
Blessed and highly favored.
Yes, I am good. I was sick all weekend, literally sick all weekend, and I feel much better today. You know, that's how it happens. But I thought I had COVID, but I took 2 tests and they both came back negative. But yeah, so it's good to be back. I'm a little hoarse, but it's good to be back. All right, well, the question of the day is, now the Senate is removing their dress code. Do you think there should be a dress code or not? I'll start with you, Linnea.
Well, I definitely printed out the wrong thing because I don't have that.
Yeah, that was a switch last minute. Sorry.
Really? I was ready for the brush your teeth question.
Right.
A dress code for the Senate.
Yeah, you know, they usually had the suits and the ties and now they're allowing people, because you know that one senator who has a mental health issue, the one who had the stroke, I can't think of his name, Pennsylvania.
Fetterman.
Chuck Schumer said that, you know, people should be able to wear what they want to wear. But there are a lot of backlash on both sides saying this is a professional environment. It's always been like this. Will people take us seriously coming in our sweatpants or our jeans or whatever? Do you think there should be a dress code?
People don't take y'all seriously now because y'all don't know what y'all doing. So what difference does it make what somebody has on? I mean, you know what? The old way is not working. So maybe if you try something different and something new, I mean, that's not even different and new, somebody just being comfortable being themselves, because a lot of men don't like wearing suits.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like that. They feel stuffy. They feel restricted and confined.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. Like, he is a big dude.
Really
John Fetterman is a big dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, for comfortability purposes, as long as he's getting stuff done related to the policies that he talked about during his campaign, then what does he wear matter?
Yeah. I saw a discussion about this. They were saying, well, I wouldn't want my pilot wearing sweatpants, or I wouldn't wear, you know, if I go to certain offices, I wouldn't want to see them just dressed down. But Chike, is that an old way of thinking, or do you think that people should be able to wear what they want to wear?
So I am somewhere in between. I'm not a conservative, but I do believe that there needs to be, and this is, and what brings me to this decision, it's not just about the dress code. It's about in life in general. I think that there should be a hard line of a tradition that we stick to. That's the baseline. And maybe on Fridays, y'all can have dress down day. Or maybe in the summertime, y'all can be more relaxed. But I do think that you're representing me when you are speaking to a foreign agent. You're representing me when you are moving around the country talking to other delegates. You're representing this state, or my senator was representing this state. And if you're representing me, I think that you should handle my business in business attire. If you're handling my money, I would feel a little crazy if you had tattoos on your face and you're dressed like you just came out the gym and you're handing me my bills at the bank. Pardon me for feeling that way, but that's just how I am.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation, because I know, like, where I work, apparently years before I worked there, they were very strict on dress code. they could only dress down maybe once a month, from what I understand. But now it's a lot more casual. Even on Wednesdays, we can wear gym clothes. It's called Wellness Wednesday. You can wear gym clothes to work. And some people I see, they think Wellness Wednesday is every day. Because I see some of these people, I'm thinking, well, yeah, what? And I just, like, it took me forever to get to the comfortable enough to dress down on Wednesdays. But even then, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So I think it just depends. And I think it depends on the profession. But the main thing is getting the job done.
Can I add an anecdote to this? I just want to add an analogy to this so that people can kind of have a visual. So if you have, and this came from a famous person, I won't say his name, but this came from a famous person. If you have your favorite meal, whatever that is, but it's served to you on a garbage can lid, you know, would you want it? It's all about the presentation, right? I'm gonna leave it at that.
Interesting conversation. Well, tweet us at home. Let us know. Do you think the Senate should change their dress code? Should they have a dress code? Yes or no? Stephen Knight Show, SHO. All right. Well, it's official. Usher has been named to headline the Super Bowl 2024 Super Bowl next year. The 44 explained that the performance has been a goal of his bucket list. Now the goal is being checked off. On Sunday, the 44-year-old singer shared a joint Instagram post with Apple Music. The post contained a video of the beginning of scene from the Usher's 2004 music video Confessions Part 2. However, instead of the singer receiving a phone call from a woman he got pregnant, the singer received a phone call from Kim Kardashian. Kardashian reveals to Usher that she's finally got the answers to those rumors, and the 44-year-old is doing the Super Bowl. She said, "You're playing Apple Music halftime show in Vegas. You're doing the Super Bowl." As the conversation continued, Kardashian added that Usher had been doing a great job with his Las Vegas residency. However, this performance has to be different, she says. Now, following the promotional video, the Kardashian, Apple Music, and Usher released additional promotional videos featuring Deion Sanders, Marsha Lynch, and Odell Beckham. However, perhaps the most heartwarming promotion video to see presents Usher revealing the news to his past self. Now, the same day, Apple Music published Usher's exclusive interview with Zane Lowe. During the interview, Usher shared his excitement and revealed that he feels relieved that the news is now public. So pretty much he said that Jay-Z had called him up and said, it's time. Usher didn't know what he was talking about. He said, it's time for you to do Super Bowl. We know Jay-Z is head of Rock Nation, who is partnered with NFL for those live entertainment strategists. Anyway, and so Usher said it was hard for him to hold that secret from his kids and his family because he couldn't tell anyone. And then a few days later, it was announced, and he finally could. But he said that I was listening to an interview he did today on CBS Mornings, and he said that one of his kids asked him about the Super Bowl just randomly, and he said, "Well, you have to, wish things into, wish things into fruition, and manifest those kind of things." But he knew that at that point he was already playing it. But he said he thinks it's just good timing because he had the 2-year residency at Vegas, which has been very successful, and now Super Bowl is going to Vegas next year. He also has a new album called Coming Home, which is his first full-length studio release since 2016 that will release the same day as the performance, February 11th. So Chike, Usher said he plans on bringing out all the stops. He said his music speaks for itself. Do you think he's going to kill it?
I think he will. He's been at it since he's been 14. I mean, why not?
Right.
Usher is a living legend at this point. He's done his time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I heard talk this morning because I saw something about that this morning on the news. And someone asked the question, someone ignorant asked the question, does he even have enough songs to be able to hold a Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? He's been singing since he's been 14. He's had hits since 14.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
He sold over 80 million albums, You're
gonna respect Usher.
Yeah, Usher, baby. Lindia, what do you think about this news?
So Chike stole my fire because that same dumb behind comment I heard as well. When people make comments like that, that means they are not historians
Mhm.
of the culture or artist in
Yeah.
general.
Mhm.
Because for you to say that, and this man, as Shike said, since he was 14, he can keep you busy for a minute just with confessions.
Right. Exactly.
Just with confessions.
Yep.
And let's not forget he can dance. Like
He
it's
can
another
dance.
component to him.
He can skate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for you to say that, that means you know nothing. That means you know nothing. But that's neither here nor there. I think that it's an amazing thing for him,
Yeah.
especially since this residency in Vegas has been getting rave reviews. And I think he just did like one night in Paris or something.
Yeah. Hmm. He's
Like,
still over there. That's why he did his interview via satellite from Paris.
so that's an amazing thing. I am so happy for him. And I can't wait to tune in
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl just to watch that, just like I watch Rihanna, and tune in and just have. I really think he's going to put on a spectacular show. And I know that as of right now, that planning has already begun. Like, we gotta blow this out of
Yeah.
park. Period.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to
I
say
agree.
something about his residency though, before I stop talking. If you pay attention to Usher's residency show, he's doing something that no other artists have the heart or the gumption to do. And he's sharing his stage with other artists.
That's right.
That is huge. That's what's making his show so great,
Yep.
because he's being generous with his platform. And he's showing and giving spotlight to people that he admires.
Giving flowers.
That
Yeah.
goes very far. That
Yep.
goes very far.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, he definitely has the hits. I mean, like you said, he's been doing it for 3 decades. He sold so many albums. He has so many #1 hits. He's a great performer. This residency in itself shows what he's capable of doing, even at this point in his career, which he's still very young. And he said, don't even expect this show at the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But I didn't like, I was listening to the other show and they were comparing him already to Rihanna, her performance last year. Let them do their own thing. You know what I mean? They're two different artists. Usher's
A
gonna do
pregnant
his
woman and
right.
a non-pregnant man. Oh, that's a comparison.
Exactly. Well, congratulations, Usher. All right. Well, Taylor Swift has once again demonstrated her influence and impact beyond the realm of music. In a recent Instagram post, the pop star urged her fans to register to vote, resulting in a staggering 35,000 new voter registrations. Swift's post, which was made on National Voter Registration Day, not only encouraged her fans to exercise their democratic right, but also highlighted the power of their voices. This strong response clearly showcases the immense reach and influence that Taylor Swift possesses as a public figure. Now, with a massive following of over 272 million on Instagram alone, the 22 singer has proven that she can pretty much mobilize her fan base to take action on important issues. By directing her fans to vote.org, a nonprofit organization that offers voter registration services, Swift empowered her supporters to get involved in the democratic process and make a change. The surge in new voter registrations is a testament to the enthusiasm and dedication of Swift's fan base, affectionately known as Swifties. So, Linnea, what do you think about this, that she's not only utilizing, obviously, her talent to sell records, but also to make an impact on social issues?
That's great. Wonderful for you, Taylor. Bravo. Thanks.
Shiki, what are your thoughts?
I think that it's wonderful. I think that when you have a platform like that, those are the things that you should do.
Yeah.
I think it's required.
Yeah, I agree. I remember one weekend, this was pre-COVID, I guess. I was bored to death. It was a Sunday. And for me, I just didn't get the hype for Taylor Swift. I mean, nothing against her, but I just didn't get why everybody just loves this woman so much. But her documentary was on Netflix and I watched it. And I will say that I understood her more, why people like her so much. But in the documentary, she was someone was running for office where she's from in Tennessee, and they wanted they were against gay marriage or something like that. And she really wanted to speak out, but her management and her parents were like, don't
Told
say
her
anything.
not to.
And she just couldn't do it. And they said, you're going to lose fans, stay neutral. And she ended up doing it anyway. But it shows, you know, she's using her influence in a positive way, her and stance that she agrees with. So yeah, I think you have to give kudos to that, you know.
But when you're as huge as her, right? And you have to think about people like Michael Jackson, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Taylor Swift. You know, anybody that huge, you can afford to step out there and lose a couple of friends because your fan base is so huge, it's not really doing any damage.
Yeah. But I think it's also scary in a world where they're canceling people left and right. But to her credit, she did it anyway.
But she's not telling people who to vote for.
Right.
She just, you know, it was in regards to, because I think I seen that snippet, and because like her management is like, it involves her mom and her dad, doesn't it?
And some other,
I think it involves
other
some family members. And her stance is she started crying. If I'm correct, Stephen, she was crying. You know, she's like, it just doesn't feel right, you know, to not say something along those lines and just to keep quiet. And everybody else, and of course, and let's keep it all the way funky. Everybody in that room was white.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody of color in that room with her, and they all didn't want her to say nothing.
Right.
They didn't want her to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But did anyone have that same gumption when she was dating the racist?
Mm.
Did you put yourself front and center when she was dating a dude that was a racist? Now I don't know if she's still with him, but did anybody say anything to her about that and how and what that would do? Because I know they talk, in regards to losing fans, but did anybody say anything then? Because I ain't hear nothing about that. But
yeah.
Well, I can confirm that she's not with the racist anymore because she's talking to one of the football players.
She's
supposedly.
It's supposed to be Travis Kelce, but he like dark meat. But anyway, all right.
That's another subject.
That's a whole nother subject.
Right. Well, Page Six is reporting that Tory Lanez is scared for his life while being in the slammer after being found guilty for shooting Meg Thee Stallion. Now, Tory is scared for his life and safety in prison. He feels like he is an instant and direct target because of his celebrity status, a source told the news outlets. He stands at 5'3", so his size is definitely a setback. The insider added, he is housed with real hardcore criminal murderers. He is really hoping that his lawyers will be able to continue to fight for his freedom while still maintain his innocence. The whole thing is a mess. Now, they said he shed a few tears while behind bars, and he's definitely had his moments where he is teared up, and that in jail he is realizing who his real friends are. While he's in jail, he's realizing who his friends are. Now, previously reported that the prison that he is transferred to has a reputation of being very dangerous. North Kern State Prison in Delano, California, reportedly holds about 4,000 inmates and has recently made headlines on local news stations for some vicious crimes that took place at the facility. According to TMZ, Ramon Escobar is a known serial killer who was recently charged with first-degree murder after killing his cellmate, Juan Villanueva, who was 53 back in February. Also, on July 4th, 25-year-old Ricardo Saldavar was found dead in his cell, and authorities with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation are now investigating his death as a homicide. Inmates have also been accused of attacking staff members. According to a report, multiple inmates have found ways to escape the prison despite the facility being fitted with an electric fence around the perimeter. Now, they made reference to when Megan, she submitted a letter when he was being sentenced. She said, I have not experienced a single day of peace. He lied to anyone that will listen. The letter continued to read of her saying, mercy is for people who show remorse, and Tory Lanez has shown none. Her statement continues saying, he's not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma. He tried to position himself as a victim and set out to destroy my character and my soul. He lied to anyone who will listen and paid bloggers to disseminate false information about the case on social media. He released music videos to damage my character and continued his crusade. At first, he tried to deny the shooting ever happened. Then he attempted to place blame on my former best friend. In his tantrum of lies, he's blamed the system, blamed the press, and as of late, he is using his childhood trauma to shield himself and avoid culpability. So I don't know if you all saw the mugshot. They showed the mugshot of him being sent to this.
Oh yeah, that perm was horrible.
Oof. Oof. I'll let you take this away. Should he be scared, Linnea?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And her letter was perfectly stated, because ever since this thing has gone down, people have tried to make her life a living hell. And just coming for this girl, it was messing with her mental health. And, at the end of this, he's trying to blame everybody else, but accepting, responsibility. And this is what happens when you're forced to accept responsibility. It is what it is. And I mean, there's this thing with people writing letters on behalf of people. And then now these letters are being leaked, because I think Iggy Azalea wrote a letter on his behalf, whoever. Yeah. Whatever, that girl. And recently, Drake took some shots at Megan Thee Stallion while he's on tour. Like, for what? For what?
His fans claim he wasn't talking about Megan Thee Stallion, he was talking about Megan and the audience, but we don't.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Right.
Sure. You're the same dude that just pissed Halle Berry off, but okay.
Right.
You're off then. It is what it is. They found you guilty. This is what it is. You're not going back to Canada, sir. You're going to stay right here, and you're going to have to do this time. How long did he get? 5 years, 10 years? How long did he get? You might not have to do the whole thing.
And yeah.
You know what I mean? So play nice, Tory.
Chiki, what are your thoughts on this?
So, in juxtaposition to his former lifestyle, of course jail is going to be a horrible place to be. Of course it's going to be. You're used to limos and plushness and designers and jewelry and the wig thing that you wear. You're used to all that stuff. None of that is in the pen, bruh. You committed a crime. You wanted to play with guns. When you play with guns and you shoot people, this is what happens. So now that you're in this space, you do what every other criminal does when they're in that space. They adapt to their environment. If you don't adapt to your environment, you may lose your life. That's jail. That's just what it is. Now, you're a man of privilege. You have a talent. You're known. Use that to your advantage. R. Kelly's singing for the guys in jail. He made friends. He learned how to survive. I suggest you do the same, because you're going to be there. One more time. Wait a minute. One more, Linnea. I have to repeat the DA Fonnie Willis again. You either deal with reality or reality is going to deal with you.
That's right. I just have a quick question, because I'm not sure. Did he already have a record, hence why he got so much time? Is that what that was? Did he already have, because felons are not supposed to have guns. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, because a lot of people feel like this time is excessive, but if he had already been convicted of anything and he was deemed a felon and he has a felony on his record, and then you had a gun and then you shot somebody, then the time that you got was justified because you shouldn't have had a weapon anyway.
Right.
So I think
But
that's the part.
also too, I think that the fact that they were talking about deportation for him.
Yeah.
If they were talking about deportation for him, he maybe shouldn't have had a firearm in the first place.
In the first place, that's what I'm saying. So, that whole, this has nothing to do with Megan. This has to do with whatever his whole situation was, and what you were involved in before, what shenanigans you had going on. And all that did was just spill over into this situation.
Yeah.
I just want to put an open-ended question out to everyone. Not that I want to answer, but I just want people to think about this. If you had the blessing, which he had the blessing of having a record contract and making the money and becoming this artist, a rags to riches situation, right? And you become this star and you're known around the world. Why would you jeopardize that with foolishness? That's all.
Exactly. I saw a post on one of the blogs that said, Megan Thee Stallion performed with Beyonce in Houston on Beyonce's Renaissance tour. It said, imagine you being on stage with Beyonce and your ops being lifted, wig being lifted in a cell. No, that's no joke. All right. Well, if you're part of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Program known as SNAP, then you'll definitely like this news. Starting in 2024, you'll be able to purchase grocery deliveries through Uber Eats. The company made the announcement earlier this week saying, with prices of goods on the rise and access to fresh and healthy foods crucial for households, our teams have been hard at work building new tools to help you save time and money. Whether you're needing to quickly find groceries within a budget, or you're looking to bottle a bottle of bubbly under $20, we're here to take the stress out of shopping for you. We're excited to share updates you'll see in Uber Eats app later this year or in 2024 that will help you get almost anything faster and easier than ever before without breaking the bank. We know that the online food delivery can have meaningful impact, reducing barriers to fresh groceries, especially for most vulnerable, including people living in food deserts, seniors, and other facing disabilities or transportation barriers. Helping to improve access to quality food is incredibly important to our work at Uber, and we're proud to use Uber's technology to extensive local delivery networks to offer SNAP recipients the ability to use their benefits to access fresh groceries conveniently from our app in 2024. They also announced that if they have managed Medicaid and Medicare Advantage plans, you can use your FSA cards, as well as EBT cards, etc. Do you think this is a good idea, Linnea?
I wish somebody would give me an EBT card. Give me a SNAP card. Because I got the grocery shop for 3 houses. It'd be nice. I would appreciate it. So I really ain't got nothing to say because I can't afford it. I don't qualify for that stuff.
Right.
Why do y'all? Matter of fact, I'm upset that y'all get to buy certain things in the store.
Right.
I'm mad that y'all can buy crab legs on your card. I can't even buy crab legs with my cash because I can't afford it. Y'all get snacks and juicy juices and Capri Suns. I'm hating right now. I'm hating. So I'm over it.
Well, some of these communities, they don't have fresh groceries, like they don't have Whole Foods, they don't have some of the fresh vegetables and good produce. Chicken, you think it's a good idea of being able to have that delivered to your home?
Of course. You speaking to somebody who gets the groceries delivered. I've been doing that since the pandemic. It's been a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. So yes, I think that it's beneficial. I think that it will help out a lot of families. We'll see. I think that it's a good idea. I just don't know what that does to things in the long term. Like, how does that affect the actual stores in the long run? Will people lose jobs in stores because they won't need as much manpower? Or human power, I shouldn't say manpower, human power. So I don't know.
I mean,
But
isn't that what's happening now?
Hmm?
Isn't that what's happening now? A lot of places are.
Well, no, I hear the reverse is happening now. And I heard they're getting rid of a lot of automated checkouts because they want people in the building again.
Not in
So
my grocery
we'll see.
store.
Yeah,
They just built
I
new
don't know.
lines of new self checkout lines at my grocery
That's
store.
what I say. Yeah, that's what I say. Stephen, do you do online grocery shop? I still go to the store.
I go
So
to the store because I like putting my hands on it. But I have done like ordered some things when I couldn't get to the store
yeah.
when I was sick. But I have friends who do like Instacart and things like that. I don't do it though.
Mm.
I actually thought, ironically, before I even saw the story, I thought about doing it this morning. But I was like, no, I'll go to the grocery store.
I don't know.
So how it's done for me, like my produce and stuff like that, I still do myself because I'm
Okay.
like you. I want to put my hands on it. I got to thump it and smell it and shake
Yeah.
it. I got to do that. But any other stuff,
Yeah.
I do that in my office. I'm clicking and clicking and it's done.
Yeah. No. And it's easy to do because it shows you exactly everything on that, what I've
Uh-huh.
used, so.
Well, it's easy. Like once you shop like a certain way, you have a memory. It's in your library. So all you got to do is say click again and it's done.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I guess it'll save you from overspending, but then
Yeah.
part of that is for me also just being physical and going out to just physically walk, because that helps me get my steps in too. It might sound, but it's the physical activity part of it too that I actually enjoy. That might sound crazy, but
No, I get that. All right. Well, our last story. So, doctors in Maryland successfully transplanted a pig's heart into a dying man, making him the second patient to undergo this experimental surgery. According to AP News, the procedure went down at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, and Lawrence Fawcett, 58, has responded well. In fact, he's reported to be sitting up and laughing just a couple of days after the surgery, which saved him from heart failure. Now, following his surgery, the doctor, Mohammed Muhuddin, he remarked, "It's just an amazing feeling to see the pig heart work in a human." Nonetheless, he said the next few weeks are crucial and acknowledged that we don't want to predict anything. We will take every day as a victory and move forward. As for the surgeon, Dr. Bartley Griffin, he marveled at the feat while calling it a successful procedure a great privilege that yields a lot of pressure. I just keep shaking my head. How am I talking to someone who has a pig heart? We should add that the pig heart has reportedly undergone 10 different genetic modifications to make it better suited for the humane system. Now, this development followed David Bennett, 57, undergoing the same procedure in January of 2022. According to the University of Maryland School of Medicine, doctors noted that Bennett's experiment strong cardiac function with no obvious signs of acute rejection for nearly 7 weeks after surgery. He passed away nearly 2 months after transplant. So what do you think about this, as we continue to expand, with surgery and different ways of saving people's lives? Chike.
Medically speaking, I think it's a miracle. And it's wonderful that they can save people's lives, but there's no but. I just have inappropriate jokes in my head. I'm just wondering, how is that going to work if it becomes mainstream in people's lives, in actuality, like human association? You know what I mean? Because that is a pig, and so it is pork. How does that work? And I'm sure you can think about where I'm going with this. How does that work?
I don't know. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this? I see your face expressions.
So the inappropriate jokes in Chike's mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and rock with what I'm about to say. I'm just gonna tone it down. I'm just trying to understand. And of course, we're talking about it. It's a serious thing, but I'm being lighthearted because I just want to be able to understand. Now, pork is one of those things they tell us is not good for you. So to transplant a pig's heart into a human, we don't even operate the same. So how does that how does that work? I'm really serious now. I know that Chica is dying over there, but I need to know, how does that work? How does that physically work? And is he going to want to go into a trough at some time? Like what is it? Will you hear random oinks or okay, I'm done.
Well, they had the 10 genetic modifications, so maybe they took away some of those desires in those surgeries.
I'm happy that he is okay, but y'all know I have to make light of it. But I would really love to. I'm just really trying to understand. Like I would be, because how do you genetically modify that? How do you?
Right.
I would love, I would want to watch that. I would want to see it. Like, how do you? Okay.
I wonder why they chose the pig.
I'm trying to be quiet over here. I'm killing myself.
I wonder why they chose the pig out of all animals.
That's what I'm saying. Of all the animals to choose,
I think because of the valves.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Medical education.
Medical education.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, Lindy, thank you as always for Hot Topics. Check out CMU reviews, and we will be right back.